Hey guys, welcome. We have our review video 1, 2 through 1, 4. And what I want you to do is anything that you see written down or that I write down, I need you to write down. Okay? So this was what you need to have at the heading of yours right here. And anything that's written, go ahead and write that down for me. Okay? Alright, let's begin. Alright, first question is AF congruent to GT? Okay, so we're going to use our number line up here. Now we can literally just count 2, 4, 6, so on and so forth. We can also use some math. The difference between two numbers is going to be using subtraction. Now, distance can't be negative, so that's why we use our absolute value bars. So this is going to become negative 14, absolute values, which makes it 14. Same thing we're going to do with G to T. So G is in between 6 and 10, so that's 8, and this is going to be between, and that's 22. So we're going to get 8 minus 22. That's an absolute value. The difference between these two is actually also negative 14, which means we get 14 and 14. These two are equal to each other, so our answer is going to be yes. That spells yes. These are congruent. Let's take a look at our next problem. Alright, so here, again, we're going to be using what's called our segment addition postulate. Okay, and again, I just write this for short, but meaning our one segment, oh, that was way off. One segment plus the second segment should make the whole segment. The whole segment is RL. And so to do this, all we're going to have to do is add. So we get 2x minus 2 plus 4x plus 8 will equal 10x plus 2. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and try that. I'm going to just take a second and let you try and do this by yourself. Okay? Okay, so pause the video. And then, alright, hopefully you tried this one by yourself. Just doing a basic algebra. We're going to combine like terms first. We get 6x. Combine like terms, negative 2 and 8 is 6 equals 10x plus 2. Okay, move this over here. And we get 6 equals 4x plus 2. Okay, subtract the 2 over. And we get 4x equals, oh, sorry about that. That should be 4. 4 equals 4x. Divide by 4. And we're going to get x equals 1. Okay, so just doing the algebra there, x should equal 1, and that's all we're looking for. Okay, then this one I just wanted you to find x. If we wanted to plug it back in, we could. In this case, we would. If up here, we could plug it back in, but we're not going to in this problem. Okay, so taking a look at this problem, again, we have a picture. We want to come up with how we can do some things. One of our key indications are these guys right here is congruent segments. So we know those are congruent, and that leads us into our first answer, our first question, is KDL. So KDL is congruent to what? So it should be congruent to LDT. So we should have angle LDT, okay? The second part, I'm trying to find this angle over here, which is, FDT. So FDT. And to find that, I have to use some of the information I see up here. I know the whole angle is 180 degrees. So I know from here all the way to there is 180. And then I know LDT is 42. And this is congruent, so that must also be 42. So basically what I can do is I can set up an equation where I can say 42 plus 42 plus, I don't know what this is, so I'm going to call that x, should equal 180. Okay, combine like terms, when we get 84 plus x equals 180, we're going to subtract that over, and when we do, we're left with 96 degrees. So we get 96 degrees for the length, or the angle measure of FDT. Okay, again, we're using kind of angle addition postulate to set up this equation right here. Okay, then we're just using some basic algebra. So we have to know a couple things on this one in order to solve. All right, our last problem is naming stuff. So there's going to be a lot of naming questions on our quiz coming up. The first one is to name this plane. We have a lot of different names we could do. We could call this, you always start out with plane, and we can pick any 3 non-collinear points. We could do KLT would work. So KLT, or we could have done DLT. Doesn't matter, as long as they all can't be on the same line. Unlike the one below, it says name 3 collinear points. There's only 3 collinear points, and that'd be KLD. They're the only 3 points. They're all on the same line. And then name opposite rays. Okay. Well, LT is a ray, but it has no opposite, right? So we can't use that. So we're gonna have to go ahead and undo that. And what we can see is we have one ray going this way, and that's going to be KL. And here the arrow is going towards K, so we can put the arrow towards K. And then we have one ray going to LD, and that's the opposite. And that's going to be LD with the ray going towards the D. Okay? Alright guys, good job. That's it for this video. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Ciao, mate.